Welcome, foolish mortal.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
When my son and I moved in here, it wasn't as warm as we hoped. Hey, I'm gonna light a vanilla candle, and it's gonna be a game changer.
Leto!
And after midnight, the house comes alive.
This place is haunted!
We need your help.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, Disney are back at it again, turning one of their well-known attractions into a movie. But is this going to be one that audiences are wanting to queue up for, or is it best that we just skip it altogether? This is my review of Haunted Mansion. A mother and her young son move into a new stately mansion, only to find that mischievous and malevolent ghosts haunt every nook and cranny. So, in an effort to rid the mansion from all 999 spirits, they entrust the services of a paranormal investigator, a priest, a medium, and a crackpot historian. But some of these ghosts are far more sinister than it seems. Let's be honest, shall we? The Haunted Mansion isn't exactly the must-do attraction at any of the Disneyland parks. It's a decent little ghost train that is quite nostalgic for some Disney fans, but, I mean, come on, no one's rushing for this ride as the first thing that they do when they set foot in the park. However, the concept of making a movie using Haunted Mansion as like a basis, I think it has potential. The 2003 movie starring Eddie Murphy, yeah, it was rough, but it took the concept well, and brought the ride to life in at least a mildly entertaining way. So, a modernised update didn't exactly sound like the worst thing Disney could do, especially after they revealed quite the star-studded cast that they were bringing along for this film. Well, check any optimistic hopes that you have for this film at the door. It's been a while since I've seen any real stinkers. I think 2023 has been quite kind to us, at least in my opinion. So I was overdue for something like this. Haunted Mansion is an atrocious movie. Let's start with the cast, because it seemed just from the names alone to have so much potential. LaKeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, Tiffany Haddish, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jared Leto. There is so much talent. These are A-list stars. And each and every one of them comes off spectacularly miscast. It really would not be all that surprising to learn that they were selected via a lucky dip. Like, they were plucked out at random, handed a script the day before shooting, and just told, say the lines that are on the page and we'll pay you money. The characterization, or like lack thereof, is abysmal. LaKeith Stanfield is a terrific performer, but a role such as this relies on having that star power and a strong level of charisma. And look, I don't want to be mean to the guy, but that isn't necessarily why you hire Stanfield. He's an actor who's great at playing quietly intense and complex characters. Who, at the head honchos at Disney, thought that he was the perfect standout for this role? All I can hope is that LaKeith Stanfield got paid a bag for this movie. Owen Wilson brings like next to nothing to the table. None of his typical comedic timing, none of his dry sense of humour. He just doesn't do anything of value. And the same goes for Tiffany Haddish, Danny DeVito, and Rosario Dawson. I want to know, what was it specifically that made each of them the right fit for these characters? Because the roles themselves don't allow the actors to tap into anything. And for anyone who is keeping their hopes up for the likes of Jamie Lee Curtis, Winona Ryder, or even Jared Leto, don't. Their roles are either too fleeting to matter, or like the main cast, give the actor nothing to do besides read the lines on the script. Now, being a horror comedy that is predominantly aimed at families, I always knew that the horror was going to be toned down a level. I was fine with that, it didn't bother me as such, but director Justin Simien and writer Katie Dippold have clearly mistaken toning down horror for no horror whatsoever. There's no suspense, no level of spookiness. My screening was moderately busy, but the rest of the people there were families with kids. The kids were so bored. This did not interest them at all. The ghost design was poor, with some of the visual effects from the 2003 movie looking significantly better. And even that film had dodgy effects in it. Another serious offender in the film is the plot, specifically with how it is all structured. The movie kicks off with kind of like a cold open, except that it's very clear that they had no intention for this to be the cold open, and then after this faux cold open, we then get what feels like the right cold open, and then the titles come in. Yeah. And from that point on, everything that follows in this film is so random. Developments, whether they be for story or for characters, are dropped on us completely unannounced, without any build, without any growth, without even any rhythm. Then there's the product placement, which borders on the obscene. Michael Bay, the king of product placement in movies, would have intervened and said, look, enough is enough. Even though there isn't a specific story dedicated to the Haunted Mansion, surely Disney could have come up with something better than this. Featuring indiscernible characters and squandering the ridiculously talented ensemble at its disposal, failing to get anything right with either the horror or the comedy, and even from purely an aesthetic point of view, sharing next to nothing in common with the theme park attraction itself, Haunted Mansion will undoubtedly fade into obscurity as one of the dullest ventures ever from the House of Mouse. I'm going to give Haunted Mansion a 2.5 out of 10. Anyway guys, those were my thoughts on Haunted Mansion. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, I would like to know, of all the remaining Disneyland, Disney World attractions, what's one that you would like to see turned into a movie? Maybe I'm biased here because I kind of love sci-fi. Give Space Mountain a shot. I'm sure you could do something out of that. But that is all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.